What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another conversation on the couch. I'm your host, B.A. Shepherd. I am glad that you are here. Let me say hello to some people. Ween DeLorean, good to see you. 455, good to see you. Jay Donos, good to see you. Sophia Ramirez, good to see you. I am Iron Doll, good to see you. Chris Gannon, Sean B, good to see you all. Thanks for coming in. The Cupcake Tales Foundation, good to see you. Joe Mama, good to see you. Vince, Yenny, good to see you. 2B Legend, Waddell, good to see everybody checking in. Glad that you are here tonight. We're going to keep it nice and brief and easy, laid back. We're going to talk about getting free from fear, though. So there'll be something that there'll be an action that I'm going to ask you to take because that's what I do. You know, we have these talks, but at the same time, we got to take action because what's the point of just being inspired if we don't take action? There is no real point. So, Mr. Jonesy, good to see you. Good to see everybody. Aaron, Panette, Tri-C Tigger, good to see you. The Art Monger. So what's happening, everybody? Glad that you're here. So real quick, let's talk about getting free from fear. I'm gonna tell you a little something about my day today. Went out, had an opportunity to connect with some different people, had some different meetings. And while I was out, I shot a video earlier today, went live earlier from a location that I'm looking at. And I'm looking at expanding operations and building out our nonprofit. And so I'm looking for a space that can be an office space and an educational space, a training space, developmental space, where all these things can happen. I've been thinking about, just how can we grow? How can we expand? What can we do? And so at the very beginning, as we are launching, I'm looking for this space, right? And just wanting to know that I can bring the young people in and train them and develop them and bring other adults in with that, people that have dreams, right? We are dreamers. We are people that have dreams. We have goals. We have aspirations, things we want to accomplish. And yet sometimes we need to get into an environment that is conducive to our growth. And so in my planning and strategy, what I'm finding out is that, we oftentimes, I'm just remembering how often we can limit ourselves from taking risk, from taking chances, because we're talking ourselves out of opportunities. But I was in this meeting today and I'm talking to the gentleman about this space. And as we are talking, he's negotiating yet again, because we've met before. And he's telling me, yeah, we're probably a few weeks away from being able to do anything. But he's talking to me about what I might want the price to be for this location. What he's like, you guys are launching out, this is just getting started, what do you think you can handle? And so we're having this discussion, and guess what, had I never begun taking the initiative to move forward, if I was too afraid to step out thinking that I was in over my head, I would have never even had the conversation. So today, real quick, I want to encourage you, the thing that you are thinking about that you might think is over your head, which causes you to be afraid, I want you to think about it differently. I want you to think about the fact that you are going out into the deep end. And yes, it is over your head, but what that is going to cause you to do is going to cause you to stretch your thinking, to stretch your imagination. Right before I went to this meeting, the timing of this was perfect. I was having a conversation with a woman who has a dream. She has a vision. There's something that she wants to do. And so she was talking to me about her dream and kind of consulting with me, asking me, well, what should I do? What steps should I take? And I said, look, the thing you want to do is you want to take action. I said, go start looking online, start making some connections, start interacting with the people in your industry, and you'll never know what's going to happen, but start taking action. And before long, she sends out some messages and she's making these connections. And she tells me within the hour, she said, I'm already hearing back from the people that I reached out to, and they're giving me a price for this dream that I've had inside of me. And I heard it in her voice. She was so excited that you know how you can hear when tears are welling up in someone's eyes and they're becoming emotional because you can hear it. Well, I heard that from her. Why did I hear it? I heard it because she took action in a situation that she could have used to talk herself out of it. She could have said, oh, this is too much. It'll never work out for me, so I'm not even going to try. But she didn't. She made some connections, she reached out to some people, and then she started getting a response back that was favorable. She got a response back that aligned with what she desired. And I said, and before we had started, I said, look, I said, as you've been talking to me and we've been, talking about this situation, I said, I'm in favor of this. I got your back. I'm supporting you in this. I say go. I said, so right now you're facing an open door because it's something that we could work together on. And I said, you're facing an open door because I'm trying to figure out how to make it work too. So I'm in a favorable position. Keep on looking. Then she talks to these people. Another favorable situation. See, sometimes we will stop ourselves from moving to the next favorable position because we don't even act upon the first one. Look, let me just encourage you over the weekend, if you have some time and you get some downtime to think or whatever, you don't have to wait for something to be huge. Look for any bit of favor that you can find. If you find that you have the least little bit of favor, then say, you know what? Oh, this thing might be for me. Let me see if I can take this little bit of favor and turn it into something more. Let me see if I can take this favor that I have and take just a little bit more action and see if I can get another door to open. And don't worry, if a door is closed, then you just say, look, my favor wasn't for that spot. Let me take my favor over here and see if I can gain some more favor. Start looking at your life from a position of yourself being favored. Start thinking that things are perhaps working for you, not against you, that things are working in your favor for your benefit so that you can prosper. You might have a conversation with someone that you're normally having like tough conversations with and things maybe not normally aligning. But if you can get just a little bit of favor in the conversation, run with that. Say, I saw something good in this conversation. Let me do something more with that. This is a time, and you're going to keep hearing me say it. This is a time for you to take the limits off. And I know that day by day, there are going to be new limitations that are trying to be placed on you. But this is a day to take the limits off. This is a time to take the limits off. Why? You're like, okay, I've heard these things before. Okay, have you heard it before? What did you do with it then? If you heard the message before, what did you do with the message the last time someone told you that it was favorable? Did you just say, "Oh, that's just a good message. That's just out there on the internet. That's just some motivation and inspiration that just happened to come my way"? Or did you say, that's all the inspiration that I need to that's all the sign I need to take the next step. That's all I needed. See, you're looking for too much, perhaps. Maybe you're looking for someone to fill the whole entire tank. Don't worry about that. Take as little bit much as gas as you have and say, look, I'm gonna go as far as I can with the gas that I have. I'm going to go on as much of a trip as I can go on with this little bit of gas. I just have a little bit, but as long as you have a little bit of fuel, that little bit of fuel gets to take you somewhere, right? If you are faithful, if you take care of the little bit, you know what that does? It positions you to have more. So if you want more in your life, here's the secret. Take care of the little bit that you have. If you, whatever your little bit is, whatever amount that your little bit is, and it doesn't have to be little, that's all relative. Whatever your little bit is, do something with it. That little dream that you have, do something with it. That little recipe that you have, do something with it. Cook for somebody. That little bit of voice that you have, do something with it. Sing, speak, do what you need to do. What's the little bit that you have in your hand, in your possession, that you could do something with? Because if you start to realize, I have this little bit, but if I do something with this little bit, it can be multiplied. I was thinking about this story, and a woman, she was married and her husband died and she was in debt, and then back in the day during the time of this story, what they would do is like they would actually take your children like for your debts. And and so there was a man, a prophet in her town, and he was interacting with her, and he told her this. She said, well, I just have this little bit of oil, and we're gonna just make some cakes and die, right? That'll be it. But with the little bit, he said, no, just take that little bit, close the door, and begin pouring the oil. Like, and I love the close the door. and pour. Sometimes you got the door too wide open to everybody and they can see what you're doing and they want to be talking trash on you. People want to discourage you. They want to tell you that you only have a little bit and that's not enough. And people will discourage your little bit because they think from a standpoint of lack. If you listen to them about the little bit that you have, you'll think from the standpoint of lack too. But if you have a little bit of anything, if you have a little bit of strength, if you have a little bit of hope, if you have a little bit of finances, think about it like this: I have something. See, the little bit is more than nothing. So you have something to work with. And so, what if you take your something and, like that woman in the story, you close the door and pour? Right? What does that mean? So she began pouring. She began pouring, and as she began pouring this oil, she needed more vessels. And so she had to go to her neighbors and borrow vessels, and not a few of them. She had to go and get vessels. She started needing more, and as she poured, as there were vessels there to pour, she kept having oil to pour into these vessels. Why do I tell you this? Because the little bit that you have is enough for you to pour into some situation, into some circumstance, into someone's life. You have something that you can give, but you got to share it. If you just hold it back, guess what? There's no need for it to multiply. There's no need for your gift, your talent, to your abilities. There's no need for them to grow because you're not sharing them. You're not doing anything with it. There's no need for you to have more love because you're not doing anything with the love that you have. Are you loving on people? There's no need for you to have more money because you're not doing anything with the money you have. Are you investing in people and building things and constructing things that are developing life? What are you doing with what you have? There's no need for more if you're not doing anything with this. Here's what you want to do. Start doing with what you have, so much so that you say, oh, I really need more because there are more vessels. And so I need to pour more. And there's more situations for me to do something with. There are more people for me to encourage. There's just more work to be done. So I need more because I need more help in doing the work that needs to be done. I want more intimacy in my marriage. Okay. What are you doing with the time that you have? Are you creating intimacy with that? Because don't say that you want an hour of intimacy if you're not willing to do anything with 5 minutes of opportunity. Think about it. If you were given an hour, you wouldn't create more intimacy because you don't want to take advantage of the 5 minutes that you have. Don't think that you would do more if you were given more if you're not doing anything with what you have. So I'm going to encourage you, like I encouraged my friend earlier today, to take what you've been thinking about and start moving. Start reaching out over the weekend. If you have a dream, if you have an idea, if you have a vision, if you have something that has been in your heart that you haven't been moving on, I'm going to encourage you to take action and move on it. Like, I've been to that building now 3 times. And there are some discussions going on. There are different things going on, but I'm still staying in contact with that landlord and talking to him. I'm gonna keep letting him know that I'm interested. And today, I'm like, hey, this is what I see. This is what can happen. This is what I need. Boom, boom, boom. We're talking through it. He says, all right, I just need to make sure that another thing is not going to happen, and then we can get rolling. But if I don't show up, if I'm not talking to him, if I'm not engaging, he'll think, he must not really be interested. I'm like, no, every few days, every few weeks, I'm like, listen, are we good? All right, I just need to check in, let you know things are like, I'm moving forward. I want to make sure when the opportunity comes that somebody is not swooping in on the thing that I see. No, I'm not giving it breathing room for somebody else. Don't give your opportunities away. Just let somebody else get in there. Nah, do something with what you have. Take action. If you've been thinking about, like, oh, I'm ready to move. I want to change my location. Great. Go out, go do some house hunting. Go out, see if there's some open houses this weekend and just start walking through. I remember Back in the day, I was probably, I don't know, 20, 21, maybe even somewhere around that age. And there was this house that was available, and this is a huge, it was like a mansion, right? It's like $5 million. But on this particular day, they were doing some kind of open house. And so I was like, all right, I want to go. So I called the person, scheduled an appointment, and I walked into that thing like I had the money. I didn't, but I walked in like I had the money. They let people do tours. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna walk through like I own this thing. I need to see what this environment is like. Right. And you just start getting around that environment. And you know what? You start thinking differently. You say, okay, if this is what this costs, then what do I need to do to be in position to be here? See, when you expand your dreams, you also expand the demand that you place on yourself in order to have those dreams. When you go and you look at a property and it has a certain budget and you say, okay, what do I need to do in order to be able to be in this space and work? What do I need to produce? Oh, I want to buy a new car, a new house. I want to go on vacation. Not just an ordinary, regular vacation. I want to go on an amazing vacation that'll change my whole life. Okay, great. What is it going to cost to go on the vacation? What do you need to do in order to get there? I want this amazing love. I want an amazing romance. I want a rich marriage. Okay, you want all that stuff. What do you need to do in order to have it? Think about something that is going to expand your vision, expand your thoughts, so much so that it places a greater demand on you and you have to grow. When we take a seed and we look at that seed, and if we personify it, that seed with all the potential that's on the inside of that shell, that potential says, I want to be something greater. I don't want to live my whole life as potential. See, have you heard that? Have you thought about that for yourself? Are you simply living as potential? Potential means that something could happen, but it hasn't happened. And so often we celebrate the potential, but we wake up with potential and we go to sleep with potential, which means we ain't do anything. Right? So if we wake up every day with the same potential, oh, you got the potential to be this fantastic person. You have the potential to be a great singer. You have the potential to be a great artist or author or business owner or companion or spouse or whatever. You have this great potential. However, if you never exhaust the potential, it means you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything with it. And so today I want to encourage you to exhaust your potential. I don't want you to wake up with potential and then go to sleep with potential. In the morning, from now on, you wake up and let's just try this next week. This next week, when you wake up in the morning, just think about some of your potential and just tell yourself, I am not going to bed with this potential. I woke up with it. I'm not going to bed with this. I have potential to exercise and become healthier today. Okay, great. That means exercise. Do something so that you don't go to sleep with that potential. Don't go and lay back down until you have exhausted the potential to go out and exercise. Go ahead and get it done. Get it in. Right? Like don't potentially be anymore. Exhaust your potential. Make sure that you're like, I am not going to live as a potential person. Like, no, no, no. You can go ahead and let that frustrate you. If you are just potential, oh no, just no, I'm over that. I'm over I'm over potentially being healthy. I'm over potentially being a better communicator. I'm over potentially having a degree or starting a business. I'm over that. Like I'm not going to just live my life potentially being. No, 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 don't do that. So figure out for 7 days for the next week from this Friday to next Friday. Identify some potential that you have in your life and make a deal with yourself that you are on a mission to exhaust your potential. Like Friday to Friday, tell yourself you are not going to have the same potential this time next Friday. exhausted, do something, take action, make some calls, go see some places, go try on the outfit. You're like, I got potential to be a size 12. Great. Start working on being a size 12. I have potential to start a Facebook group. Great. Start your Facebook group. You've been thinking about it anyway. Go ahead and do it. But what if no one shows up? Guarantee no one's showing up if you don't exhaust the potential. At least give somebody a chance to find you. If you're still holding on to the potential, you're not even giving it a chance. You got to give it a chance. Give it a shot. So figure out that thing that's been in your mind that you've been thinking about that has been the potential and say, I'm going to do something about this. I am not carrying this potential day by day for another week. Oh no. I got to use this up. Because guess what? Here's the secret. Once you use your potential, it's going to move you into a new place. And then guess what's going to be given to you? More potential. You're going to be given more potential. Every time you use potential, you get a chance to potentially do something else. That's why life is about action. Because once you use it, then it's given back to you. Seed is given to the sower. What does that mean? It means the person that holds on to the seed isn't given more seed. It's the person that takes the risk. It's the person that takes the chance to say, all right, I have this one seed. And if I release it, if I bury this seed in the ground, if this seed dies, breaks, cracks open, then if I cultivate the seed, see, you don't just get to sow the seed and that's it. If I sow the seed and it dies, and then it begins to grow into something else, if I cultivate that something else, and that something else gets to a place of maturity, then that something else that has now become mature, that I have now cultivated, it can bring forth fruit. And inside of the fruit are the seeds that are now given back to the sower. My favorite illustration with seeds is that when you take care of the one seed, you're not only taking care of the seed, you're taking care of the possibility of an orchard. Seed is given to the sower because inside of that one seed is the tree and the fruit. And inside of that fruit are exponentially more seeds. And those seeds are given back to you. Inside your one dream, inside of the potential you've been holding on to, are possibilities. There's an orchard of possibilities in you. So take action, exhaust your potential. Think about it this weekend. Think about what it is that you know that you've been considering and you haven't been moving on, and commit to taking action. And boom, your life will be different. It's going to do something for you. Suddenly, in the next 7 days, you will see something happen in your life. You're going to see yourself grow in a 7-day period if you actually take action. I guarantee you. Like there will be you're going to see fruit from this if you do it. So accept the challenge to take action. Scary action, intimidating action, out of your normal atmosphere action. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. You're not going to be in your same comfort zone. No, you got to get outside of your comfort zone. Step outside of your comfort zone, commit to taking action, and your life is going to change in 7 days. You're going to meet some new people. You're going to have different conversations. There are going to be things that are unexpected that are going to happen for you because you take action. So make a commitment, not just be interested in it. Make a commitment in it right now. And then say, I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to take action. And if you do it, your life is going to change. I promise you, I guarantee it. So with that, let's shut it down for this fantastic Friday. I hope that you are having a wonderful evening. Make sure that you are safe, but make sure that you take this risk. Accept the challenge to take the risk. Scary, fearful, whatever you might be feeling about the change that you are about to introduce to your life. Do it anyway. Do it scared. This is your freedom from fear. Doing it scared will give you freedom from fear. and it will give you the potential to become even more fearless. So go for it. Father, thank you for this day you have made to give us to rejoice and be glad. Thank you for each person that's here. Thank you for the blessings of this time together. And thank you for a call to action for all of us that would say, time to step out of the comfort zones, time to exhaust the potential. Don't just let it sit there. Thank you for the breath that is within our lungs that allows us to move. Thank you for the operations of our bodies. Thank you for our minds that have these thoughts and dreams within them. Thank you for this connection and community. Thank you for the internet and all this that allows us to be connected for an intentional moment. I pray miracles and blessings upon each one that takes action this week, that they are not going to be potential people. They are going to be people that exhaust their potential. They're going to be people that realize their potential, see it, feel it, experience it. And I pray that there would be miracles this week, signs and wonders following the actions that they take, that they would step outside of what has been normal and comfortable and ordinary and do something that is amazing, something that brings them back to life, something that gets their heart beating and gets them excited about waking up and going through their day. I pray that they would close the door and just pour their blessings and their gifts and their talents out wherever it is, that they would block out those that are naysayers. I just pray that that would be a refreshing for them. I pray that you would accelerate the blessings of their lives. Do something for them suddenly. Let them rejoice and celebrate. And we will thank you now and then as we think about it and as we experience it, because we appreciate you for giving us life and the opportunity for life more abundantly. Thank you, Lord. I ask blessings upon each one as we go our separate ways. Please encamp angels of protection around each and every person. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. I love you much. I'm B.A. Shepherd, 2 P's, A-R-D, reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. See ya. Thanks so much.